Well, there's just so many aspects to this. Uh, this is the last I'm going to do for tonight anyway. But one of the things that bothers me about this is something that Kurt Vonnegut wrote. And it's perfectly succinct. And this woman, acquaintance of mine, Lady Cheeky, on Tumblr posted this a few weeks ago, and I want to just read it. Kurt Vonnegut wrote this in Slaughterhouse-Five. Quote, Americans, like human beings everywhere, believe many things that are obviously untrue. Their most destructive untruth is that it is very easy for any American to make money. They will not acknowledge how, in fact, hard money is to come by, and therefore, those who have no money blame and blame and blame themselves. This inward blame has been a treasure for the rich and powerful, who have had to do less for their poor publicly and privately than any other ruling class since, say, Napoleonic times. So a lot of people don't like the idea of welfare. I don't want to take no handout. I'm going to work and I'm going to earn it and whatever else. My feeling on that, as I've said before, I've said in my blog entries, I've said here, is that I want every man, woman, and child in the United States to have subsistence, basic subsistence. Basic food, water, clothing, and shelter. Now, some people will need this, other people don't need it. If they don't want it, they don't have to take it. But the more things that you do for people, the less burden it is, say, for business. And the less burden it is for individuals. You know, if you want to have this brave, new, ruthless, cold-blooded business, all business world, provide all the necessities of life for people. Now, you could look at this as a postulate. In other words, this is a place to commence discourse from. Okay? Me, myself, that's what I would want. I mean, anything else would be a compromise, and I don't like to compromise. And I don't think it's very much to ask. Now, there was some financial show on, I don't know if it was Bloomberg show or something, where they show the debt, and they show it being spent, or however you want to look at that. And when I saw it, my amount of the debt was $130,000. Now, if the government gave me $130,000, I could live pretty damn good on that for all the rest of my life. In fact, if I had $130,000 when I was born, if I inherited that amount, and I lived a frugal life, I lived the sort of life contemplated by Montesquieu in Spirit of the Laws, what he explains a democratic republic as. People living frugal existences. I could live pretty damn good on that. Now, I couldn't buy all of the things that are in the advertisements in Rolling Stone magazine and Interview magazine and all these other magazines. I could never buy them. This is an important thing to remember. The next time that you pick up a magazine, start at the front page and don't look at anything else in the magazine. Just look at the advertisements, and you'll get an idea who is subsidizing the content of that magazine. Now, they might tell you, oh, no, we would never do that, you know. It's bullshit, okay? Every once in a while, you see something that's interesting in Rolling Stone magazine. But for the most part, Rolling Stone magazine, they're a whore. They're just part of the status quo. They're selling music. And just like all of these other magazines. I like Interview magazine. I don't get it anymore. The only thing I get is Juxtapose. But I like Interview magazine. I like to look at it. But seriously, I mean, they're just selling things too. Some of the things I like what they sell. Other things, it's like, it's things that I'm never going to be able to afford. But if you look at the advertisement, it's very similar. So that's something to keep in mind. I watch RT. I don't see any advertisements on there at all. So these are some of the things that you have to take into consideration. And you shouldn't feel bad about getting money from the government. You shouldn't feel like, well, I paid into it, so you shouldn't feel guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty anyway. If you don't have the bases of subsistence, then if anybody should give it to you, it's the government, not your family, not some job or working for. If you believe that shit, vote Republican. I mean, that's Newt Gingrich's motto. If you don't work, you don't eat. Because some guy in Jamestown or something said it in 1500. We're supposed to live by the rules of this place in 1500. I mean, it's crazy. It's insane. And that's really the only sticking point I see, are those two things. One thing is that people have this, what they refer to as the Protestant work ethic. They feel guilty about taking things from the government. And it's an irrational thing. You shouldn't feel like that. Nobody should feel like that. And the other thing, I can't even remember what the hell it is now because I'm getting tired and I've been doing this for a couple hours now. So I'm going to sign off for the nonce. And hopefully people will pick up on this stuff and, add what you will to it. And I don't know what else to say other than the people right now that are doing the Occupy Wall Street, you're heroes. Thank you for doing that, because I'm not doing it. I'm sitting here on my ass feeling guilty because I'm not doing my part, But it's like a division of labor thing. I could do this. It's easy for me to do. It's shit that it's been in my head for so long, I could just say it. Hopefully it's some use to somebody. Hopefully it's use to everybody. And thank you and good luck to you. And hopefully I'll get some response here and I'll talk to you later.